What's going on? Welcome back to Father to Six. I am the General. The phrase, I'm always developing. It's a mindset of continuous growth and self-improvement. This type of person views themselves as a work in progress, always open to learning, evolving, and refining their skills, their knowledge, and character. This perspective acknowledges that personal development is an ongoing journey, not a destination. It implies a commitment to self-discovery and adaptation, with the understanding that there's always room for enhancement, whether in professional skills, emotional intelligence, relationships, or personal hobbies and interests. I want to talk about a couple behaviors that are indicative, serving as a sign or indication of something, that someone who embodies the energy of I'm always developing. Behaviors that are indicative of someone who embodies the energy of I'm always developing. That means that I'm gonna talk about things that when you hear this and you see somebody doing this, you're like, you know what? Yeah, they developing. You might even ask yourself, like, how do I know that I'm developing? These are some things that if you find yourself doing, you'll say, like, you know what? I'm developing. So here we go. Some things or things that people do that embodies the energy of I'm always developing. They ask thoughtful questions. They show a genuine curiosity about different subjects and people. Reflective listening. They pay close attention to conversations, seeking to understand deeply. Welcomes constructive criticism. They accept and learn from feedback without taking offense. Like, that's key to development, right? Like, everything you get back, you're using it for your growth. Like, every lesson, every experience, I'm using it for my growth, to help me grow, to help me get better. I'm gonna push back a little bit on 1 and 2. Ask thoughtful questions. Show genuine curiosity about various subjects and people. Like, if you into something, be into it. People like that, like, they asking questions to help them learn more. Right? So they thinking about things like, what kind of questions can I ask, or what can I ask to give me more knowledge? Reflective listening. Paying close attention to conversations, seeking to understand deeply. This is how you know you're developing. Like, you really paying attention to the conversation, to what the person is saying, trying to understand their viewpoint, see it from their perspective. Because seeing it from a different perspective doesn't necessarily mean that I agree. I could just see it from your viewpoint. Number 3, welcomes constructive criticism. And you know who's giving you constructive criticism, right? The people that you trust, the people that's closest to you. So when I say constructive criticism, I'm not talking about no stranger. And sometimes it is strangers that give you constructive criticism about yourself, right? And it could be vice versa when it comes to family members. Some family members, they just hating. But you know them family members who ain't no haters. You know those people that's close to you who not hating, but they're really giving you good feedback. Feedback that's going to help build you and make you better. Number 4, they set personal milestones. Set personal milestones. And I'm talking about people who embody the energy of I'm always developing. They set personal milestones. Like, they got goals for themselves. And they regularly set and work towards achievable personal goals. Achievable goals. Nothing out of that's insane. but things that they can reach, they know they can do. And it's tough sometimes when you're in a down and out type of mindset, trying to set goals for yourself, because you feel like, I can't even do this, so how can I do that? Right? But it takes courage to set goals, right? Courage to set goals. And I'm not saying you need to be setting goals that you can't achieve or goals that's too easy. No, but set goals that you really want to do, right? If you want to do something, do it. Knowing that you're going to give your best at doing it. So that's the key to setting personal milestones and personal goals. Like, I'm really going to go all in on this. And with the energy that I have about going all in, I'm going to do my best to get it. And you know what? When I'm thinking about it even deeper, like, I'm going to get this. No matter how many times it take, how long it take, I'm going to get this. It's like a goal with a car. Or even better, like, you want to buy a house. And I'm like, I'm getting a house. But you got to have a down payment. So what? You like, I'm going to do what it takes. That means I'm going to get a second job. I'm going to work extra hours. I'm going to cut back on spending in this area, on that area, and that area. And you got a financial goal, whether it's a house, a car, even some clothes, some sneakers, whatever the case may be. Are you willing to put it in to what it takes to get there? Knowing that, I will do what it takes to get there. Setting personal milestones and regularly sets and work towards achievable personal goals. Regularly, not here and there. I'm talking about the energy of I'm always developing. Number 5, and these are not in order. I'm just talking about things that people do who embody the energy of I'm always developing. Maybe it's just one thing on here. But the more things you hear, you're like, yo, I do that. Oh, I do that. Oh, I do that too. Oh, I do that too. Like, like, oh, okay. Ain't no question in mind that I'm always developing. Number 5, shows adaptability. Adjust to new situations and changes with a positive attitude. Shows adaptability. What does that mean? That you're able to adjust, right, to the situation or circumstance. You're not just able to do one thing one way, but I could do one thing multiple ways, right? I can adjust to things that change, new situations, and change with a positive attitude. Like, you don't know how important that is, especially in management, right? And you may not agree with everything, but it's going to be changes in business. It's going to be changes in certain things. You know what I mean? And how do you act with these changes? You're like, oh my goodness, another change? Oh my, wow, they always changing. What the heck? Relationships, agreements. Well, we agreed to this and I just don't understand. We talking about, can you adapt to new? Or you the same old? Can't teach an old dog new tricks type. There's always going to be an issue when something changes, because change is inevitable. It means that it's always going to be change. It's never going to stop. So are you a type of person who shows adaptability? Right? Even though you may disagree with the change, can you adapt to it? Even though you may disagree with the situation, I'll work with this though. I could do it. Number 6, engages in self-assessment. Self-assessment. Periodically reflects on personal strengths and areas for improvement. Self-assessment means that you are looking over self. To assess something is to see how it works, what's going on with it. Self-assessment is to do that to yourself. How am I doing? Where are my strengths? Where are my opportunities? Where I've been slacking on? Where haven't I been slacking on? Let me just overlook myself to see how I look. When I go assess myself in the mirror, what you looking at in the mirror, right? Before you go out. I'm looking at my face, make sure my face is smooth. Got the oil on there, it's shining. Not too much though. The beard is right. Got the, you know what I mean? Put the cocoa butter on the beard. You know what I mean? Get underneath the neck with the liners, the clippers. Do I got crust in my eyes? And that's just the face, right? We ain't go down the whole body, but are you self-assessing yourself and reflecting on your personal strengths and areas of improvement? Where have I strengthened that in my life? What things have I worked on and I achieved? What places in my life that I'm strong? What places in my relationships am I strong in? And where's some places that I need some improvement on? Like really thinking like, dang, you know what? I need to improve on my listening skill because I be cutting people off while they talking. And it's not just one people, it's multiple people. I remember I cut such and such off. You know what? Let me just be quiet and just wait. Because I know I'll be wanting to jump in, but let me just wait. Self-assessment. Where can I improve at? You know what? I say that I'm going to be somewhere at 7, or I'll give people a time, but you know what? In my mindset, I'm thinking 15, I got a 10-minute grace period. So I'm consistently late. But I try to hide it by saying I'm not always late, right? So let me be real with myself. Like, I tell people one time, but I'm always late. So you know what? Let me do my best to stick to what I say. Maybe I should be getting ready earlier. And somebody tell me a time, even if I push it forward, I need to stick to getting there. What can I do to get there on time? Let me see how long it take to get there. Let me check the Waze real quick, the Google Maps. It take an hour. So anytime I need to be anywhere in an hour, I need to leave 20 minutes before the hour. So automatically I'm adding 20 minutes on my traffic routine for anywhere I go, right? That gives me 20 minutes of, you know what? This could have happened. So now I'm doing my best. I'm putting something in there because I'm self-assessing on the areas of improvement, and I'm making plans on how I can strengthen that area that needs to be improved. Okay, so I'm reflecting on personal strength and area improvement. Personal strengths. Sometimes we don't do that, right? We always looking for the bad areas for us. I'm gonna get better. But what about what you got better at? What about where you already strong at? Maybe you strong at listening. Maybe you strong at hearing people out. Right? Maybe you strong at being diplomatic. Right? Talk about that. Number 7, seeks diverse perspectives. Seeks diverse perspectives. Open to learning from people with different backgrounds and experiences. Open to learning from people with different backgrounds and experiences. Seeks diverse perspectives. Seeks different viewpoints. When I say different by diverse, meaning that it is actually different from yours. Okay? That's diverse. Something that's not the same as yours. Something that's different from you, from a different area, from a different mindset, a different cultural background. Right? Multicultural, meaning that different types of culture. So diverse, meaning that different types of backgrounds, different types of views, perspectives or views. So do you seek different views and are you open to learning from people with different backgrounds and different experiences? Or you just like, you know what? Nah, there's no way possible that you can understand what I'm talking about or going through. So I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. So people who embody the energy of I'm always developing, they can seek different perspectives. They can see things from other viewpoints because they really about developing, growing. Number 8, they maintain a learning journal or blog. They document learning experiences and insight. Maintain a learning journal or blog, documenting learning experiences and insight. Maybe it's a journal for you, right? And I do that often. Write down things that, you know what? I'm reflecting on what I learned. I want to share this with the audience. I do that often. And I want to do it even more often. I want to share this with the kids, or share this with the next person I speak with, or share this with a client, or I just want to share this with the world. Number 9, engages in regular self-care. They understand the importance of mental and physical well-being. What's this mean? Like, you take care of yourself regularly. Like, you may be a leader type. You may be the one that people depend on. You may be the go-to, but are you that for yourself? Right? Are you that for yourself? Are you your go-to? Like, do you know when you need a break? Do you know when you need to, you know what? I need to rest for a second. And not just for a second. Maybe take the day off, the weekend, and the vacation, a checkup at the doctor's office, get your appointments done. Maybe you just need a breather, some time alone. So do you take care of yourself like you're taking care of others? Right? And let's even go a bit further. Are you taking care of yourself a little bit more than you are than others? Because you were number one to you. Yeah, and I know we got them parents out there. We got the caregivers. We got this and that. Like, nah, this come first. But without you, ain't nothing. How's it gonna work? How's it gonna work if you ain't where you supposed to be at? Right? So you got to take care of you first. I'm not saying putting everybody else to the side all the time. No, but you got to find time. You got to find ways. Just like you find ways for others, you got to find ways for yourself. Understanding that the importance of your mental and your physical well-being. 10, practices patience. Practices patience. You embody the energy of them developing. You practice patience, demonstrating understanding that growth and development take time. It ain't instant, right? So patience not only with others, but patience with yourself, because sometimes you're going through the journey yourself. Like, why I ain't got it? I should have known this. Should have did this. And you start beating yourself up. But you ain't perfect, right? And it's not a race. It's a journey. So be patient with yourself. Because did you really intend to do all these things? No. But you're doing the best you can with what you have. And now you got better. Right? So now I'm going to do better. So whenever I feel like, you know what, I should have did this or should have done that, you know what, I learned. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do my best not to do that again. Really. And then let's just say I mess up again. All right, cool. I know it didn't work. So let me go ahead and, go strong. And it might be in a way like you're doing good for 5 days. And after the 5th day, it's like you're done. You could be doing good for 30 days. And then after the 30th day, you're like, oh man, I slipped back. I had a back fell. Right? It could be for 6 months, a year, 2 years, and then bam, you backslid. Right? And now I'm gonna start over. Cool. That's what I did. I was strong for a whole year and a half. You know what I mean? Cool. Now I'm gonna start over and I'm gonna meet that year and a half plus. So let's get back on. And I ain't mad. I'm determined. I ain't mad. I'm determined. Determined and committed to meeting that goal and going further. I ain't mad. I'm determined. I'm determined. Number 11, shows humility. Acknowledge that they don't have all the answers and they open to learning. Humbleness, bring yourself down, right? I got a mixed emotion about the humble, but it depends on your intention. So I got to know that my intention when it comes to humility is not to bring myself down below who I am, but bring myself below my ego, right? Because I know I get big-headed sometimes. You ever been big-headed sometimes? Right. So bring myself below my ego, humility. Acknowledging that I ain't perfect. I ain't got all the answers. I don't got to make up stuff just to sound good. It's not beneath me not to know something or to look it up or have to look it up or to learn, right? I ain't the guru of the gurus. You know what I mean? I ain't even a guru. Yeah, I do know some stuff, but I don't know it all. Type humility, bringing myself down below my ego because I don't know everything. I tell people all the time, I'm a student of life. Always in the front row. The earth, shoot. Student of life. I'm here to pay attention. You know what I mean? I'm here to learn. Number 12, pursues passion projects. Passion projects, pursue. I'm on a pursuit. I was talking to my son one day and I was telling him what pursue means, right? You ever watch them cop shows that be like, I'm in pursuit, Tango 12, 37, in pursuit of a black Nissan, plate number XYZ, Nissan Altima. I'm in pursuit, headed 90 miles an hour east on such and such. In pursuit. Like they're going fast at it. They're going hard at it. They're not losing that car. So pursuit means to chase. Chase, like you ain't about to break me. You ain't about to get away. Do you chase passions that you have? Pursue passionate projects. Actively engage in activities that you're passionate about. Do you even have a passion? What you passionate about? Right? What's passion mean? High emotion about something. Desire, hunger, thirst, appetite, craving, passion. Read the definition. Passion, a strong and barely controllable emotion. Strong and barely controllable emotion. Barely controllable. You ever see that dog on the chain? I'm from Brooklyn. You walk past some dog sometimes, some chains, you're like, oh, that dog like about to break out. I done seen a dog break a chain, right? Pop, chain pop. And now you running with everything you got. You ever ran so fast that you felt like you was running on air? you missed the sidewalk. I ran so fast one time, I'm running in the air, right? Running in the air and still moving forward. Barely controllable emotion when it comes to that running. I couldn't control how fast I wanted to get away, boy. I knew that dog about to eat me. So, do you have a passion about something? Something that you barely controllable about? Or you passionless? Right? Passionless. Number 13, attends industry conferences or seminars. Stay updated with the latest in their field of work or interest. Right? You embodying the energy of I'm developing. Right? So what are you doing in that field? You going to conferences, seminars? You watching YouTubes of interviews? You reading up on new things that's coming out, different views, different perspectives, right? Number 14, participates in community services. Participate in community services. Engages with and learns from community activities. You get out there with the people. You know what I mean? You get out there with the people. If you do that, That's a sign, or that's one of the energies, or one of the things people with the energy of I'm developing do. They get out there with the people. Iron sharpen iron. Matter of fact, let me see where I'm at in the silverware, so to speak. Is my mindset still where it's supposed to be at? Let me mix and mingle with the people that's in the community. Right? Whatever community you in. Whatever field you're in. Whatever place that you're trying to develop at. 15, networks proactively. Seeks connections that are mutually beneficial and growth oriented. You connect with people who are like-minded, who's going in the same direction, who's growing, who's serious. Why you not doing that? If you're not, or you're afraid to talk to people, because think about it, like somebody was to come to you and say, hey, how did you get to where you at? Can I get some pointers? And you've seen that they really genuine. Would you not tell them something or want to connect with them? Maybe it's somebody that's your peer, like, hey, I got the same kind of story. I was doing this, I was doing that, then I got here and I'm at this position. And they're like, yeah, me too. Or maybe it's somebody that you admire that's at a position that you may want to be at. Like, hey, excuse me, you mind if I get a few moments of your time just to ask you, you could just give me anything, what would you give me? And that turns into a mentorship, a connection, right? And everything that you talk about is something that's growth oriented, that will help you become better and grow and develop. Maybe some of these things that you never even heard of. And now you listen and you're like, man, I'm gonna do that. And this is not to knock you to say that if you don't do none of these things or have not done any of these things, then you're not trying to grow. No, this is just a perspective of mine. My viewpoint of things that people do when they embody the energy of I'm developing. Because these are some of the things that I've done. And as I'm coming up with this list, I'm like, man, that sounds good. I start questioning myself. Am I networking? Okay, that's an area I need to work on. Network. Okay. Because like I said, I'm still a student of life. Everything that I'm sharing with people is things that I'm working on or have worked on. It's for me probably too. I'm like, man, I know I'm telling the people this, but shoot, let me do this too, because this is good right here, boy. Or I'm working on it. I've been doing it. I'm sharing it. Is this above me? Like I'm telling this for the people and not for me. Nah, this is for me too. Shoot. 16. Balances listening and speaking. Balances listening and speaking. Now we done got a whole lot better in my family about balancing listening and speaking. We got a whole lot better. Because where I'm from, it's an unbalanced listening and speaking. You're speaking over each. You got to fight to speak. Who speaks the loudest shall be speaking. Right? You got the loudest voice, then you got the floor. But balances listening and speaking means sharing knowledge while also valuing others' input. Shares knowledge while also valuing others' input. How do you value somebody else's input? By listening to them, but not criticizing what they're saying. Right? How you criticize what somebody's saying? Oh, that was stupid. That was dumb. Right? I'm gonna show value by doing this. Well, that was an interesting point. Right? I'm not gonna call it stupid or dumb, but it sparked my interest because, can you go into it a little bit more? Because I really don't understand how you got here. Like, help me understand how you got here. And really seeking by listening to what they're saying. Because most times, people ain't listening. They hear things and they just waiting for the pause to jump in. And I'm not saying most times. I'm going to take the most times things back. But when you're not balancing, usually you waiting for, I'm going to get my point in. I'm going to get my point in. Instead of listening to really see where that person's coming from. Right? So shares knowledge while also valuing others' input. 16. which is balancing, listening, and speaking. Let's move to number 17. Regularly updates skill set. And this goes with attend industry conferences and seminars. So do you regularly update skill set, learning new skills relevant to the interest or profession? Well, there's nothing new to learn. Okay. All right. Well, if there's nothing new to learn, then good on you. All right. But do you regularly update the skill set that you have? There's nothing to update. It's nothing new. Okay. So I'm not talking about you, but talking about the other people who have things that they can update. So do you regularly update your skill set? Right? Do you try to learn new ways of doing things? Seeing if the standard changes, or maybe seeing a way that it could be better in input and in placing that input to where it needs to go to help everyone else. Do you regularly update your skill set or even review your skill set? How about that? If there's nothing to update or to add, do you review your own skill set to see where you at? If you still sharp, right? Number 18, embraces new technologies and tools. This person stays abreast of and adapt at using modern technologies. Embrace new technologies and tools. This person stays abreast of and adapt at using modern technologies. And this is the person who embodies, I'm developing. Like, you're not stuck on the same old, doing it the same way, like we've been doing it 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, when there's a new way of doing it. Well, you just hating because now it's something different and new, and you got to learn it. And you don't want to learn nothing else, right? I've been there. 19, maintains a growth-oriented social circle. They surround themselves with people who encourage growth. This is important. Maintains a growth-oriented social circle. Surrounds themselves with people who encourage growth. Like, that's so important. Why? Because it be the people around you that change your mindset. You be afraid to grow because you're afraid of what they thinking. You ever been there? Afraid to outgrow your circle, your friends, associates, even family members, because you already know how they're gonna act. Oh, you think you uppity? You think you bougie? Why you doing that? And now you stunting your growth. Like, you can't even move how you want to because you're afraid to get ostracized, criticized, attacked, and abused, right? So maybe you should separate yourself from people like that. Well, that's easier said than done. I can't do that. Let me tell you something. You're trying to grow and develop. This is key right here, boy. Because a growth and development mindset, you gotta be, it's easy to be dragged down. Like, the road to growth and development is an uphill battle. Come on, somebody. And as I'm walking uphill, I don't need to be hearing how hard it's gonna be. You can't do it. What you thinking? And you're like, oh, I need to hear how hard it's gonna be. Yeah, I need to hear your challenges and obstacles, but ways to overcome it, right? Not the give up song, the woe is me. So in order for me to keep going, I gotta let go. Let go of what? Let go of those mindsets that ain't about growth. Let go of those people who ain't about growth. What you mean by let go? Distance myself. Stop talking to you as often. And eventually, probably stop talking to you at all. Especially about my life and how I'm moving. Number 20. Exercise open-mindedness. This is crucial right here. Exercises open-mindedness. They consider and respect viewpoints different from their own. Consider and respect viewpoints different from their own. It don't mean you agree with everything people saying, but you know what? Consider means, let me take it in. Think about it. Give it deep thought. Maybe the whole plan that you talking about ain't right, but I could take bits and pieces from what you said, add it to what I got, bada boom, bada bing, baby. Respect other people's viewpoints. This is how that person see it, and I ain't gonna disrespect it and trample over it. I ain't gonna call it stupid and dumb. No, I'm gonna respect it. I'm gonna treat it with kindness, right? Dignity, value. And how you do that? You know what? I hear what you're saying. I'm not gonna say nothing mean about it, disrespectful about it, ugly about it, right? I'm gonna just listen to it and be respectful to it. I'm gonna be tactful to it. I'm gonna be nice to it. That don't mean that I'd agree to it, but I have open-mindedness. A person has open-mindedness, meaning that they can hear other people's viewpoints, think about it, take or add to what they've seen that's different to what they own, different to what it is to them, and make something out of it, possibly, right? Or after I thought about it, after I reviewed it, you know what? I decided it's not for me. That's still considering it because I thought about it. You know what I mean? And it was something different. Sometimes people be like, you know what? If it ain't this, I ain't thinking about it. You know what I mean? If you from over there, oh, you're not from where I'm from. So I don't want to hear what you got to say. Matter of fact, I want to hear what you got to say even more because you're not where I'm from. It's a different viewpoint. Because maybe that might help me out. I would never have thought of anything like this because it's not something that is in my environment. But thank you for sharing. So these are 20 different behaviors that reflect a lifestyle of commitment to personal development, showing a proactive approach to learning, growth, and self-improvement. This was a long one, I know. And I hope you was taking some notes. And if you was not, feel free to rewind. Most importantly, I thank you for your time, the time you've taken to listen to what I have to say. Consider what I have to say. Sticking in this far, thank you. I thank you for your support. This message is not only for you, but it's for me. This is a personal goal of mine, right? That I'm pushing to, to share these things that I know and that I feel with others. A lot of times as I'm sharing it with you, I'm sharing it with myself. So just thank you for your time. I appreciate you, your likes, your comments, and shares. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Father the 6, leaving you in love, light, life, always. I am the general. Peace.